much peace to you guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want to speak about the void stage of your spiritual awakening and really how to go through it. Okay, so it's not an easy process, but before starting I want to say that if you are new to my YouTube channel, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, and if you wish to work with me on a one-on-one level, feel free to contact me at my email address in the description below. And if you wish to order my book, Vibrational Alignment, The Ascension to Your True Self, feel free to access the link in the description below. Now, the void phase, not an easy process to go through. In essence, it may be related to your dark night of the soul, where you actually have an ego dissolving. Your ego is dissolving. Okay, so realize that the more that you step into your higher nature is the more that you realize that you're actually not your ego. Okay, you are not your identity, you are not what happens to you, but in essence you are more than that. You are the observer of your own experience, and really you have the power to transcend this. Okay, so the void is not an easy process to go through, and it may feel like a lack of potential. It may feel like depression. It may feel like you are not supposed to experience the things that you are experiencing. But what I'm realizing is the fact that we come here with a purpose. We come here with a consciousness that wants to be expressed. And in the void phase, you may feel like you are being stuck. It may feel like you are being out of vibrational alignment with who you really are. But you have to look within yourself. I'm seeing in my own journey that if I try to fight, if I try to oppose the outer world, then I'm being in resistance. But when I look within, I realize that yes, the secret is within ourselves. Okay, so realize that what's meant for you to happen, it will actually happen. Okay, so realize that you have to look within yourself. You have to play the game from within. That is how to go through the void phase of your spiritual awakening. Go within yourself. Now, you also need to take responsibility for your thoughts, for your feelings, and for your actions. Okay, you really need to enhance yourself in such a way that you actually become free, that you actually become more connected to your true essence, okay, to who you really are. That is super important. Okay, so realize that if you find yourself in the void, you have to go through it, and the only way out is actually in. Okay, so go within and see what happens. Go within yourself and seek the answers within. You have the power to heal from within. You have the power to express yourself from within. You have the power to create the life that you want to experience from within. Okay, so the secret is within yourself. Now, when you are in the void, it's like you feel disconnected from your non-physically focused energy, and that is your higher self. Okay, so realize that it's time to grow up. It's time for you to open your heart to who you really are. And you have to have patience. Okay, you need to have patience. And when you feel disconnected from your higher self, there is a split of energy. There is a fragmentation in your soul. But the more that you go through life, the more that you learn. It's like the more you are connecting to your spirit. It's like the more that you are connecting to your source, to who you really are, to the aligned state of consciousness. And again, the void is not an easy process to go through. It happens because we need to learn. We need to learn to make a deeper relationship with our feelings. It happens because we need to learn to make a deeper relationship with our imperfections. Maybe we need to accept and transform our imperfections. We need to really step into our higher nature and into who we really are. Okay, so the void happens because you need to learn, and the void feels like no man's land. Okay, you may feel like your relationships are falling apart. You may feel like a loss of potential. You may feel like you are not where you're supposed to be. But what I'm realizing is the fact that we're always where we're meant to be, and there is divine timing, there is divine consciousness. I'm sorry. There is a divine way in which things are happening into your own life. So it's all happening with a higher purpose. This is what you need to understand. If you find yourself in the void, you need to understand that it's happening with a higher purpose, with the purpose of you learning, okay, evolving, and really stepping into your spirit and higher consciousness, okay. So realize that patience is necessary, and again, responsibility. How responsible are you today? And sometimes you must learn to do things because, or maybe sometimes you need to learn to do things even when you feel like you don't want to do it. Okay, you need to take care of your body, you need to take care of your consciousness, but your ego, your comfortable side may say no, but your higher self pushes you forward to really get to evolve, to get to step into your higher nature, to get to be in alignment with that beautiful source of yours. Okay, now the void is something that happens because we have lost parts of ourselves. Okay, I have lost parts of myself in my spiritual awakening journey, and this is called soul fragmentation. Okay, this is called soul fragmentation. But the more that you have patience, the more that you let go of what is no longer serving you, it's like you have the power to, it's like you have the opportunity to reclaim your power back, okay? And you have the power to really play the game from within, okay? Go within or you go without. And when soul fragmentation happens, it's like we are losing our life force. It's like we are losing our energy. But we have the power to reclaim back these things by looking within, by following our intuition, by being more connected to our heart space and what our soul desires for us, okay? And you also need to learn to make the best call, okay? Even if it's not perfect. Try to make the call that feels good in your intuition. Try to make the call that feels good in your heart. And you will see how you have the power to really transcend this void, okay? Now you have to learn the fact that it's also okay to experience darkness sometimes. It's also okay to experience imperfections, okay? So what I'm realizing in my own journey is the fact that there was beauty in the dark, there was beauty in the void, but you also need to realize when it's time to let go. You also need to realize when it's time to really get out of your comfort zone, maybe, and do the things that make your heart smile. Get out of your own way and really connect to your higher nature, to your higher self, to your spirit, to your consciousness, okay? So if you are finding yourself in the void, and if you wish to go out of this void, you have to look within yourself, because again, the only way out is actually in. Okay, so go within or you go without. Okay, go within, super important. And if you wish to work with me and really get to know more about your spiritual nature, I can help you get out of this negative phase of your own life. I can help you get out of this void. And feel free to contact me at my email address in the description below. Okay, so if you are finding yourself in the void, realize that it's happening for you. Okay, it's an opportunity for you to make a deeper relationship with your inner plane, with your inner state of consciousness, with who you really are, and really get to step into a more harmonious state of consciousness. So if you're finding yourself in the void, it is because you have lost parts of yourself, and it's not an easy process to go through, but you have to reclaim your power. And you do this by taking responsibility. You do this by learning to love, embrace, and accept yourself 100%. You do this by acknowledging your mistakes and forgiving, So realize that the void happens because we need to learn. The void happens because you have awakened certain energies and now it's time to integrate them. Okay, so the spiritual awakening journey happens because we need to evolve as a planet, as a whole, as a collective. And you are one of the light workers. Okay, so reclaim back your power. And again, feel free to also experience your darkest times, because in the darkest moments, there are the biggest lessons that happen. In your darkest moments, you actually become illuminated, you know. So feel free to go within yourself. Feel free to seek the answer within. It's all inside. Everything that you need is already found within yourself. And remember, the game should be played from within. When you are a victim of circumstances, of outer circumstances, it's like you lose your power. But when you go within yourself and when you play the game from within, it's like you have the power to transcend certain experiences. Okay? So remember, if you are in the void, you have to look within. You have to take responsibility. And you have to also accept your darkness and your imperfections. Okay? You need to be yourself in the process. And you need to learn what is meant for you will actually happen. Thanks so much for watching, and this was today's message about the void phase of your spiritual awakening journey. Remember, it's not an easy process to go through, but it's worth it. Okay, whatever is hard will be worth it, you know. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and like always, see you on what is coming up next. Much peace, and feel free to subscribe, leave a comment if you're into my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching, and see ya.